Imagine two places, California and England, both facing a desperate thirst. Though separated by thousands of miles, they are now united by a common crisis, a world running dry. In California, farmland is cracked and barren, the sun relentless, crops withered by years of drought. Once fertile valleys now struggle to yield even the most basic harvests, and farmers watch as their livelihoods slip away with every rainless day. Water is more precious than gold, and the Golden State is turning to dust. Rivers shrink to trickles, and entire communities face tough choices about what and who gets water. Across the ocean, England's green hills are fading. The landscape, once lush and vibrant, now bears the scars of relentless heat and too little rain. Reservoirs like hosewater reveal old stone walls as water levels drop. Villages that once lay hidden beneath the surface are now exposed, silent witnesses to the severity of the drought. The Lake District, once lush, now exposes secrets long hidden beneath receding water lines. The beauty of these places is shadowed by the reality of vanishing water. In 2025, California's reservoirs hover near 30% capacity. England's national levels have plunged to a decade low, with bans affecting millions. Water restrictions are no longer temporary. They are the new normal. This isn't just local misfortune, it's a global warning, written in dry riverbeds and empty lakes. From South America to Asia, the same story unfolds. Water scarcity is reshaping lives and landscapes everywhere. No climate is immune, no community is exempt. Urban centers and rural villages alike are forced to adapt, ration, and innovate in the face of shrinking supplies. The water we once took for granted is no longer guaranteed. Every drop is counted, every use reconsidered, as the world learns to live with less. We all stand on the shores of a receding world. The choices we make now will determine whether future generations inherit a world of abundance or scarcity. Navigating this new, drier reality is now everyone's challenge. Together we must find ways to adapt, conserve, and protect the water that sustains us all. Numbers alone can't capture the daily struggles of those living through drought. In California and England, the crisis is personal. Shorter showers, fallow fields, wilting gardens, and constant worry. For some, it's a threat to their family's legacy. For others, it's the loss of simple pleasures. We meet Maria Lopez, a Californian farmer watching her almond trees wither, and Tom Hargreaves, a Manchester pub owner whose once bustling beer garden is now barren. Their stories reveal resilience and adaptation in the face of hardship. Behind every drop in reservoir levels are families making tough choices and communities rethinking daily life. Through their eyes, the true cost of drought and the urgent need for action comes into focus. Maria Lopez walks her San Bernardino almond orchard, the ground beneath her boots brittle and dry. Her family's 70-year legacy is threatened by a water allocation slashed to just 10%. 40% of her trees are lost. She's forced to sacrifice older orchards to save the youngest. The economic and emotional toll is immense, with neighbors facing the same desperation. Conversations now revolve around selling up and leaving farming behind. Yet Maria refuses to give in. She's testing drought-resistant crops and new technology to stretch every drop. Her struggle mirrors California's billion-dollar agricultural crisis. Maria stands between tradition and necessity, fighting for her land and her future. Her resilience is a testament to the human spirit in a changing climate. In Greater Manchester, Tom Hargreaves surveys his once vibrant pub garden, now yellowed and lifeless. The hosepipe ban, triggered by drought, has turned his summer business into a financial struggle. Empty tables and dying plants keep customers away, costing him thousands each month. The drought's impact reaches beyond farms, hitting local businesses and community spaces. Tom's garden was more than decor. It was a social hub, now lost to dryness. He tries to adapt, collecting rainwater and using gray water, but it's not enough. Climate change, once a distant worry, is now a daily reality threatening his livelihood. Tom's story shows the water crisis isn't just about agriculture, it's about community, tradition, and the small joys we risk losing. The drought's reach is wide, touching every part of life. Even in rainy England, water scarcity is now personal. How can California and England, two places separated by thousands of miles, with such different climates and histories, find themselves facing the same water crisis? It seems almost unthinkable that the lush green fields of England and the sun-baked valleys of California could share a common fate. The answer lies in a force that knows no borders, a rapidly warming climate, reshaping weather patterns across the globe. As global temperatures rise, the atmosphere can hold more moisture, which means storms become more intense, but so do droughts. The result? More frequent and severe swings between dry spells and flooding, leaving communities struggling to adapt. In California, the effects are stark. Warmer oceans disrupt rainfall, and reduced snowpack in the mountains means less water trickles down to fill reservoirs and irrigate crops. Farmers watch their fields dry up, and cities brace for water restrictions. The Sierra Nevada's shrinking snowpack, once a reliable natural reservoir, now melts too quickly or falls as rain instead of snow, making it harder to store water for the dry months ahead. Meanwhile, England faces its own challenges. Droughts arrive suddenly and hit hard, made worse by clay soils that repel water, preventing it from soaking in. Add to that a growing population and aging water infrastructure, and the pressure mounts. When rain finally does fall, it often rushes over the hardened ground, running off into rivers instead of replenishing the underground aquifers that supply homes and businesses. Experts warn that England could face a water deficit of 5 billion liters per day within just a few decades, a staggering shortfall that threatens everything from agriculture to daily life. California's arid climate is only growing harsher, while England's reputation for rain is no longer a guarantee of water security. Both regions are confronting a new reality. The causes of these crises are global, driven by climate change and shifting weather, but the symptoms are uniquely local, shaped by geography, infrastructure, and the choices communities make. Both California and England are learning, sometimes painfully, that old assumptions about water abundance no longer hold true. The challenge now is to adapt, innovate, and rethink how we value and manage this most essential resource. California and England reveal two faces of drought, chronic and acute. California's megadrought is a slow-motion disaster, decades in the making, with water restrictions and adaptation now a way of life. The climate is changing faster than policies and infrastructure can keep up. Occasional rains no longer restore depleted reserves. England's crisis is a sudden shock. A nation built for floods, not drought, now faces empty reservoirs and widespread bans. The public and infrastructure were unprepared for scarcity. Clay, soils, and leaky pipes have turned a dry spell into a national emergency. California has spent years adapting. England is just beginning. Both are learning that climate extremes demand new thinking and urgent action. The lelosi ends. Listen, prepare for the weather you've never seen, not the weather you remember. Drought is no longer a distant threat. It's here, and it's different everywhere. Drought's impact ripples through every part of society, touching lives in ways both visible and hidden. It's not just about dry fields or empty reservoirs, it's about the chain reaction that follows, affecting families, businesses, and entire communities. In California, $1 billion in agricultural losses mean lost jobs, higher food prices, and increased wildfire risk. Farm workers face uncertain futures, and families struggle to afford basic groceries. The land itself becomes more vulnerable, as parched fields fuel devastating wildfires that threaten homes and livelihoods. In England, crop yields are down, water rights are cut, and the pain spreads to tourism and local businesses. Farmers worry about the next harvest, while small towns see fewer visitors and less income. The effects of drought ripple outward, touching every corner of the economy. Parks, gardens, and golf courses turn brown, hurting the economy and community spirit. Families lose gathering places, and local events are canceled, leaving neighborhoods feeling empty and disconnected. Water restrictions create new anxieties and even neighborhood tensions. People worry about having enough for daily needs, and conversations about water use can spark conflict between neighbors, adding stress to already challenging times. The cost of inaction is staggering. England faces a $104 billion infrastructure bill to secure its water future. Aging pipes and outdated systems can't keep up, and the price tag for repairs and upgrades grows every year we wait. Both regions realize their old systems can't handle new extremes. Leaders and communities must make tough choices about where to invest and how to adapt, knowing that the stakes are higher than ever. California invests in buyouts and water projects. England must overhaul pipes and build new reservoirs. These efforts are massive, requiring coordination, innovation, and the will to change how we manage water for generations to come. The true cost of water is far more than a monthly bill. It's the price of security, stability, and community. When water is scarce, every aspect of life is affected, from the food we eat to the safety of our homes. Drought forces us to rethink what we value and how we prepare for the future. It challenges us to innovate, to come together as communities, and to build a more resilient world, one where water is protected, shared, and cherished for generations yet to come. Amid crisis, innovation flourishes. California leads with desalination plants and water recycling, turning ocean water and wastewater into vital supplies. Groundwater replenishment and stormwater capture help bank water for dry years. England champions nature-based solutions, like Pickerinding's Slow the Flow project, using leaky dams and tree planting to slow water, reduce floods, and recharge aquifers. Smart water meters empower households to cut waste by 20%. These solutions, high-tech and nature-based, show resilience is possible. Water security isn't one path, but many, from massive engineering to local ingenuity. The future depends on blending technology, nature, and personal responsibility. The cracked earth of California and empty reservoirs of England are chapters in the same global story. The droughts of 2025 are a wake-up call. Climate change is now, yet hope lies in resilience and innovation, from Maria's new crops to Carlsbad's desalination and Pickering's natural solutions. Change is happening, both in infrastructure and daily habits. Governments must invest, industries must innovate, and communities must unite. Every individual choice, from fixing leaks to changing diets, matters. The question isn't if the climate is changing, but how we'll respond. Water is a finite gift, not an infinite commodity. Our survival depends on protecting it. Together, the time to act